Las Vegas against Notre Dame. He's out there tonight trying to fight through that lower body injury, and it'll be a tough task going against Hunter Dickinson. Here come the Blue Jays. Stephen Ashworth coming off that ankle injury late in the Nebraska game. He's not 100% either.
You know, a lot of times, too, these injuries tend to...
Neal with the robot for two.
They tend to stay around, but that's a very important play.
The freshman has had a nice touch of late. Double figures in 2 of his last 3, but a good find for Neal, who's got all 4 for Creighton.
What I talk about, the crowd now is involved. You get some easier baskets, and then you have to be patient.
Harris for 3, dies on the back iron, and Pop Isaacs with the rebound. Pop will try the quick 3, miles it home. Creighton off to a good start with a 7-2 lead.
Ball screens when Kalkbrenner sets them. Kalkbrenner could get some mismatches if you're able to throw out of those double teams.
Hey, Nick, isn't it interesting, though, for a team like Creighton is shooting 31%, that you're worried about the three-point shooting from a Kansas perspective?
As McAndrew hits the 3. Look at
Look, 2 times I say something, it's a turnover, and then the 3. I've done my job.
It's Kansas's largest deficit of the season, and a timeout taken by KU.
It's interesting when you play kind of a #1 team in the country, the energy that you bring as a player and the coaching staff, it's incumbent upon that #1 team to try to match it, which is difficult because you're getting everybody's shot, their best shot every time. Creighton is up a little bit different. Let's see what happens energy-wise coming out of timeout from Kansas.
But Jimmy, 52% of Creighton shots are threes.
Right.
So even though they've not shot it well, they're clearly hunting threes.
Even playmaker at time basketball play.
22 his last time out against Furman, a team that was undefeated until they played Kansas. Pop Isaacs, the skip to McAndrew. He'll spin it around to Neal for the open 3. Got a good look, and McAndrew the rebound. Isaacs will try, and he hits in the corner. Here's Isaacs, open 3. Ball movement extraordinaire for the Blue Jays. For Neal. Here's Ashworth, 3. In transition. 27 straight games with a made 3 for Stephen Ashworth. And it's a 10-point game.
And that's excellent transition offense. The
21-11, the Creighton Blue Jays leading top-ranked KU with 11:06 remaining in this opening half. We welcome you courtside alongside my partner Jim Jackson. I'm Kevin Kugler. Excellent start for the Blue Jays at 21-11, but it's been Neal, it's been Isaacs, and it's been the 3-point shot so far for the Jays.
But it's been a total team effort. It's how you get it done early against the #1 team in the country. You attack them. This is an outstanding defensive team, but like any team, they may have holes in the system. You just have to find them. And once you do that, you'll have some success. You open it up by getting some easy layups, but then the 3-point shot becomes irrelevant. Why? Dribble, drive, penetration. Now you sink the defense. Now you make the play. In transition, you go dribble, handoff. In transition, they're not matched up. You don't talk, you get beat. And then when you don't talk, backdoor, you're going to put everybody in rotation. Just check it out. It's going to start with KJ Adams, and then it's going to go to AJ Storr, and then Court has to come down, and guess what? It leaves a wide open Pop Isaacs for 3. Listen, right now, 5 from 8 from the 3-point line. What's beautiful about it, out of the 7 field goals for Creighton, 5 come off of assists.
Pop Isaacs 3 for 3 from 3. He's got 9 early points. You see the numbers for
opportunities. He's got to turn and score.
Mayo got Neal in the air, who recovered to get the block. Isaacs will push. Neal loping to the rim. Touch it around to Isaacs. KU able to get reorganized. It's Isaacs. Oh, to Kalkbrenner for the flush.
I tell you what, the offense, the way it's working right now, the ball touches on the post. There we go.
Right now, Kalkbrenner in the post. Working against Dickinson, one-on-one, and the hook drops for Kalkbrenner. Every time you
size, but it's hard to jump and utilize that when you're backpedal.
Isaacs looking for room on the baseline. Count that bucket. And the foul on Pittsburgh. That's number 2 on Hunter Dickinson. Big all the way around.
Boy, you get a little get back right here. You're able to get inside.
Back it goes to Ashworth. 10 to shoot. He'll back up for a deep 3. And he'll roll it home. Harris with 15 to shoot. And that'll be an offensive foul. DeJuan Harris. (33-22). They give the foul to Dickinson, his second.
Well, Ashford knew the prick was coming, and he sold it. Okay? He sold it. That's a veteran move, and why take it easy? KJ Adams, you give me too much room. You take all 3 of those.
Where's the three-point line, and Creighton is still finding a way.
Right.
Here's A.J. Storr to work inside, driving it at Kalkbrenner, but he can't get the bucket to fall. Ashworth, eyes up, starts it up the floor. Kalkbrenner with a 2-hand flush.
And that's the pace, Nick.
8-point Creighton lead. Ashworth gets free inside, and the floater drops.
And I was going to say it's important for Creighton, as well as they play, to run through the tape here, finishing the half. A beautiful play once again by Kalkbrenner, going straight up and down on KJ Adams.
Pop Isaacs will skip to Miller, looking for his second 3 of the year, and he finds it. Timeout taken by Kansas. Mason Miller was 1 for 15 before that one fell.
I tell you what, you couldn't have script. I live in LA, and you can write a script the way you want it to begin, the middle part, end. You couldn't have scripted this first half any better for the Creighton Blue Jays. And I say why? Because you're shooting 50% from 3. You're shooting 51, 52% overall, okay? You have 8 assists on 14 made field goals. You're not turning the ball over. More importantly, you got Hunter Dickinson out the game with 2 fouls.
With 5 seconds. Needs some help, gets it from Ashworth. A little bobble on the dribble handoff, and it's taken away. Mayo's 3 will not go. Halftime has arrived, and the Creighton Blue Jays have a 10-point lead, 41-31 over Kansas. It's the first time this year that KU has trailed at the half. They've been up by 10 4 of their 7 games at halftime, but tonight down by 10.
Offensively with how Creighton's guarding it.
Touch pass into the corner. DeJuan Harris will try the 3. Into the corner. On the drive. Rims out, but the tip. And a turnover for the Blue Jays. Adams on the run. Working it over to Harris with the reverse. And speaking of Adams, he gets to the basket. Defense nets him offense on the other end. 1-point game in Omaha and a 9-0 start to the second half for the number 1 team in the land. Creighton 0 for 3 from the floor in this half. Now change. The 2-hand flush by Kalkbrenner. He's in the double figure.
And that's such a beautiful pass by Ashworth, going to his right.
Ashworth will drive it at Adams. 7 to shoot. Isaacs for 3.
Jimmy, that's a great job relocating behind the penetration. You got to move to free yourself up.
Here's Mayo loping through the lane. The rebound, Isaacs. Long pass ahead, Neal. Finding Ashworth in transition. And now Isaacs hunting for a 3. He found it. Timeout, Kansas. The Jays back up by 9. An 8-0 run for the Creighton Blue Jays, and as we left for the timeout, there was a conversation that occurred between Bill Self, one of the officials. Greg McDermott came over, and in the entire conversation, Bill Self ends up getting assessed a technical foul during the timeout.
Kevin, don't salt that. It was a heated conversation.
And I should have sold it better.
Yeah, you got to sell it better.
Look up
you
at the
can
top
see it
right
at the top right string right here. Bill Self is going after.
Now you see Greg McDermott's kind of eavesdropping.
Yeah, well, you know, ear hustling. That's how we like to say it. And then some words got exchanged. Now, that's frustration too at maybe some calls, but also at the team when Creighton responded the way they did too.
Well, notice at the bottom left of your screen,
Kansas know the weather, so I think that's what's maybe leading to some of these Zach Clements minutes. And Clements is more of a stretch 5, so keep an eye on number 41 in blue, picking and popping.
Isaacs on the run with Harris on him, and somehow Isaacs got that one to drop. Here's Isaacs, pops free, and Pop delivers.
I like how you said that. That was good. That was a good setup, Kev. Not everybody's going to catch it, but I caught it.
You listen. I appreciate that. Creighton has led since the start of this game. Ashworth accelerates to the rim for two.
Crafty. He got by Court.
Brenner playing through pain, lower body injury, but he gets inside for the easy two. And how about Pop Isaacs? A passer around the screen, on the run, and a rebound to Trout. Ashworth backing up for three. Remember, Kansas only one timeout. One for the Jays in this possession. Good defense from Kansas. Here's Isaacs, one on the shot clock, and it drops.
Patience. The switching happened. Nick, you called it.
Ashworth backs it up to Isaacs. Weaving to the rim. The finger roll is there. Largest lead for the Creighton Blue Jays. 73-57. 3:11 to play in Omaha.
Not the team that's not supposed to win, and sometimes you get tight. I think that tightness has caused Kansas to miss some shots they normally make.
Miller hits his second three of the night. Is that the dagger in Omaha?
See, last time I was here when McDermott won a big game, he paid for dinner. You know what I'm saying? I got to find him after the game.
You do.
It may be a little late to eat, but I'm sure he has a spot I can go to that he can make a call to give it to me for free.
Always planning ahead.
Come on, man. Foresight.
Ryan Kalkbrenner getting subbed out and getting some words of encouragement from his coach. It was not an easy task to get him ready to play tonight, but he made a huge difference. Coit's three won't go. Rebounded by Mason Miller. He's going to dribble it out, and history repeats itself for the second straight year. Number one goes down in Omaha.
Three-point shooter. Three-point shooter.
Yep. Look at it.
For the second time in 2 seasons, the number one team in the land wind has come to Omaha, and they have left with a loss. UConn last season came into town, and Creighton beat them. And for the second straight year, it's a win over #1. Nick Baugh is standing by with Greg McDermott.
All right, Coach. You're the all-time wins leader here, but not all wins are created equal. When you beat the #1 team in the country, it's pretty special. How do you put this one into perspective?
I mean, especially when it's Kansas. You know, I have so much respect for Coach Self. I've known him forever, and you know, he does it year after year after year. And it was going to take a special effort on our part on both ends of the floor. Guys are beat up, guys are sick, and they found a way. I'm really proud of my team.
What are you most proud of, though? Let's start with the defensive end of the floor, because they have a lot of different weapons, but you seem to do a pretty good job. It started with neutralizing Dickinson, but what did you like on the defensive end?
Yeah, I just thought, you know, we helped off some guys, and we took some chances, and you know, we were able to get enough of a rim presence to get KJ and Hunter in some foul trouble, and that allowed us to get it to Kalk a little bit the second half. But I thought those guys executed well. I thought we fought on the backboards, and you know, we beat it, not just a great team, a great program.
Ryan Kalkbrenner was a game-time decision. You honestly didn't know if he was going to play until he went through warm-ups. It was all the way down to the last minute. And not only does he play, but he plays like a monster. What can you say about your senior?
I mean, just a gutsy effort. He hasn't practiced all week. And you know, we had to do some different procedures to get him on the floor today. But he showed a lot of courage, a lot of guts. And, you know, there's two great big guys played today. And I'm sure glad Kalkbrenner's on my team.
Well, what can this team be? What does this step forward mean? Every year is different. You have a lot of new guys, Jemiah Neal, Pop Isaacs, Jackson McAndrew. But what does this step do for your group in this quest this year?
I think with every team, you're selling a dream, right? You're selling a plan. And until you're able to validate that plan with a victory like this, I'm not sure the buy-in is what it's going to be now. And now they know what they're capable of. And we've got to hold ourselves to that standard, not just every game, but every practice, because that's how we're going to grow and get better. But like I said, you know, everybody was ready. Jason Green doesn't play the whole game, goes out, does a great job defensively. Everybody stepped up and did a great job when we needed them. And, you know, what can you say? This is the building #1 teams go to die, evidently.
Matt, congratulations. Go celebrate with your team.
Thanks, Nick.
Kevin.
All right, Nick, thanks so much. Creighton now 6-3, and oh, what a difference about a week and a half makes. Embarrassed at home by their in-state rival to a win over #1 Kansas with a banged-up Creighton team. Biggest win of this young season for the Blue Jays for sure.
But Coach McDermott said it. Listen, we know what we're capable of. When we won, pay attention to what our scouting report is. Attention to detail, execution, not turning it over. If we do those things that we've been preaching all year, we can be a really good team, and this sets the example moving forward for the Blue Jays.
Our final score tonight in Omaha. The Creighton Blue Jays upset top-ranked and previously unbeaten Kansas. Up next, we'll get you back to our LA studio with Mike Hill and Darnie Marshall. So long from Omaha.